take a look at the tail of the tape, and the height and reach advantage for Malik Hawkins. He says he will put to good use in this fight, jabbing more and staying on the outside a little bit more.
And the rules for tonight's fight. There are no standing 8 count, no 3 knockdown rule. Only the referee can stop the fight. A fighter cannot be saved by the bell in any round. The fight is official after 4 rounds. Here is Hall of Fame ring announcer Jimmy Lennon Jr.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome. From the Mohegan Sun Arena here in Uncasville, Connecticut, Premier Boxing Champions presents a big night of action coming away, and is brought to you by TGB Promotions and Showtime, sponsored by Geico. And our opening attraction is presented in conjunction with Mayweather Promotions, and we now introduce our judges scoring from ringside. From Hebron, Connecticut, Tom Carasone. From Flushing, New York, John McKay, and from Noank, Connecticut, Don Torella. Introducing our third man to the ring, the referee in charge of the action, Johnny Callis. All right, fans, here we go, a battle of super lightweight contenders. We are scheduled 10 rounds of boxing. Introducing to you first, on my left, he is fighting out of the red corner, wearing orange trunks with black and white trim, joining us from Fajardo, Puerto Rico. He weighed in at 139 1/2 pounds. His outstanding record stands at 15 wins, 1 loss, with all 15 wins coming by way of knockout. Here is the IBF number 10 ranked junior welterweight contender, introducing Subriel Brownie Matias. And his opponent across the ring on my right, fighting out of the blue corner in this 10-round attraction, wearing blue trunks with white trim, hailing from Baltimore, Maryland. He weighed in at 140 1/4 pounds. He is undefeated in his campaign in the ring with a record of 18 wins, no losses, 11 wins coming by way of knockout. Here is the undefeated rising super lightweight contender, introducing Malik Iceman Hawkins. Once again, a referee in charge. Now to give instructions, Johnny Callis.
Subriel, coach. Coach. Okay. Subriel, Malik, you received your instructions in the dressing room. I want you to protect yourself at all times. Above all, obey my commands at all times. First command is right now, touch gloves when the bell rings box. Good luck.
Johnny Callis is in his 26th year as a professional boxing referee. This is his 288th professional bout, scheduled for 10 rounds at 140 pounds.
Subriel, ready? Malik, ready? Let's go.
The bell and round 1, Hawkins in the blue and white trunks, Matias in the orange with black and white trunks. And immediately it's Hawkins looking to establish the stick.
He told us that the jab was the most important thing in this fight for him, to keep Matias, who is an attacker, at bay, and we'll see the movement from Hawkins during this fight as well.
While Hawkins throws at slightly below the 140-pound average, Matias, well, he's averaged a whopping 97 punches thrown per round over 3 opponents, Al. So this guy gets his engine started pretty quickly.
He does. You know, I do a lot of music shows, and I sing the song, Something's Gotta Give. Well, Matias lands 27 punches. Hawkins' opponents only land 10. So, as Johnny Mercer wrote, somehow, somewhere, something's gotta give.
Music to the ears of boxing fans everywhere.
I like this fight for Hawkins. Matias, like you guys mentioned, he's a workaholic inside the ring. He's going to have you working round by round, always jabbing upstairs, downstairs, and, you know, big test for Hawkins.
Of course, Hawkins' head trainer, Calvin Ford, has been in Las Vegas preparing Gervonta Davis, so Kenny Ellis is in Hawkins' corner tonight. And Hawkins, man, he's had some terrific sparring with the likes of Boots Ennis, Terrence Crawford, Maurice Hooker. So hoping to showcase all of the skills that he has sharpened since the last time we saw him in the ring.
Can't get any better than that for sparring. It's really good sparring.
Matias punching on the inside. There's a short left hook upstairs by Hawkins.
And see, that's what I mean about Matias. He's always working. He's always in your face, inside, jabbing, and making his way in with that jab, which is really, really good.
Under a minute remaining here in the opening frame at close quarters. Hawkins goes to the body.
Now this is where Matias would like to see Hawkins more often when he was sitting there in the pocket.
Let go, Malik.
We've seen a lot of movement from Hawkins, more than I think he would normally use.
Oh, right uppercut on the inside, just missed for Matias. Under 30 seconds left in the opening frame. There's the long-range jab from Hawkins before he leans in on Matias.
Hawkins needs to be a little bit careful when he pulls back straight forward with his hands down, because Matias, he keeps coming, not with just one punch, but many.
So a getting to know you round between Malik Hawkins and Subriel Matias as we kick things off here at the Fight Sphere.
We'll take a look at the keys to victory for these two men. And we will start with Hawkins.
Move to your right.
He wants to use the jab a lot more, and we saw some of that in round number one. Sometimes he squares up when he attacks, and that would leave him open for the right hand by Matias. He has a fantastic uppercut, and Matias puts himself in line for that fight often. As for Matias, go to the body, well, legally, because he sometimes strays a little low. He was warned about that in his last fight. No wasted punches. And we saw evidence of that in round one when he missed a lot of punches. And the right hand, that is his punch of choice, and Hawkins can be hit with that.
Watch the holding, baby.
This is round two. Malik Hawkins, the more active of the two fighters in that opening round, especially with his jab as he tries a combination upstairs. And now Matias, so again, putting the pressure on him, and Hawkins immediately clinching. And
let go of each other.
The referee imploring them to let go of each other, and now they're letting go of the punches.
You can see the fact that when Matias can be on the inside exchanging, he likes it a lot better. When Hawkins is moving, it's an issue for him.
And as we mentioned, when they're in the inside, that means the key to victory for Hawkins. The uppercut inside. You're in the inside. Work that body and pick it up with that uppercut. Perfect. Right on time.
There's the uppercut by Hawkins. Left hook to the body by Hawkins. But now backing up as Matias stalks him, looks to try to cut off the ring, although Hawkins utilizing his lateral movement. There's a double left hook, lands upstairs, a right hand over the top by Hawkins.
Yeah, this fight, I think, is really going to be an interesting one. We're seeing evidence of that here in round number two. Because as it goes on, I think Hawkins will start to stay in the pocket more. I just don't feel he's going to move as much in this whole fight.
There's a left hand that landed for Matias. Hawkins ducked underneath the sweeping left hook by Matias.
Matias is having a much better second round than he did the first, because he's been able to get in punching range, and there's the body work. Both men are great body punchers.
A nice left hook to the side of Hawkins' head by Matias.
Let go.
Hoping that when Hawkins goes to his corner tells him that Matias got his hands down all the time. When he walks in, he's got the hands down. So right there, you do the 1-2, catch him, and move.
Under a minute left here in round two, and it's Matias unloading on Hawkins. Hawkins trying to bob and weave.
Step back. Don't punch. Don't punch. Don't punch.
Referee Callis warning Matias about punching when he's not supposed to.
Well, they had a point deducted from him in a fight where he actually hit an opponent when he was down. So but sometimes he's overzealous.
Yeah, that was against Fernando Salcedo, and that was back in October of 2018.
Malik, like, go.
And it's become a bit of a Greco-Roman wrestling match here, and referee Callis imploring them to stop punching as they clinch. There's a left hook upstairs that lands for Hawkins, but a much better round for Subriel Matias, as he's been the aggressor, although Hawkins coming back with a combination at the end of the round.
Time.
Okay, now this is starting to get the level we want, okay? He doesn't have power punches on you. He doesn't have power. No strength. Keep breathing. Listen to me. Just let's take the air in. And we keep making it a little closer. Downstairs, he can't take it. And keep that left hand up. And be serious. Be serious.
Matias was in much better punching range in the last round, and you'll see him crank up the left hook and land a nice jab, and then he will go to the body. He really did a good job to the body in that last round. That one was a teensy bit low, and as I mentioned, sometimes he goes a bit low, so we'll see if that is a problem for him.
This is round number 3. Both Hawkins and Matias trying to bully each other on the inside. Both were victimized by bullies when they were young kids, and that's what brought them to the sport of boxing. Matias started at the age of 12. Hawkins focused seriously on the sport when he was 13. Hawkins had about 175 amateur bouts, Matias 100, and here they are meeting in a pivotal contest at 140.
That's ironic, as you point out. They both, great action on the inside. They both had difficult times as children, even though in very different places. And of course, Hawkins' brother getting killed on the streets, and then another brother incarcerated. So he had lots of issues, as did Matias.
And they are very close in terms of the power punches landed.
Yeah, that's and of course the power punch is everything other than the jab.
Hawkins lounging along the ropes, able to escape to his left, and Matias just marching him down. Hands are low.
Oh, wow, he's just coming. You know, one of the big things in this fight is the jab of Matias.
Well, hands were low, but then he lets them go and starts mark up Malik Hawkins here in round number 3.
This is a step-up fight for Hawkins. There's no question about that. And remember, he did not look good in his last fight with Darwin Price. So
that's right. Our own Steve Farland had Hawkins trailing in every round before he won after Price injured his knee in the 5th, and Matias taking the fight to Hawkins here in the 3rd. Hawkins forced to clinch.
Definitely a step-up fight for Hawkins. And earlier you guys were talking about him being bullied in school, and today he's got a bully in front of him. And Matias, definitely he's in for a fight. But one thing I got to mention is that the reason why Matias just comes in with so easily with his hands down is because Hawkins doesn't put that 1-2 in his face and checks him, you know, and has him think, you know, twice before he goes in.
It's like Hawkins is baiting him. I mean, he's coming forward, hands down, just, you know, challenging Hawkins to give him what he's got, but it's Matias that continues to be the aggressor in this round out.
Yeah, and remember, as Abner pointed out, the jab is important, and Hawkins told us, I'm going to use it, but he hasn't in the last couple of rounds.
Left uppercut by Matias. Hawkins again on the ropes and then forced to clinch. Hawkins unable to get his offense on track here in the 3rd round. Tries to work the 1-2, counter left from Matias. We have reached the end of 3 rounds scheduled for 10 at 140.
Time.
You gotta let your hands go. You gotta let your hands go and then move. Don't stay there to receive after you punch it. Take a deep breath and get on your stick. Take a deep breath. Get your shots off and move. Roll on that last shot. Don't stay there to receive. You're not taking turns with it. You
All
understand?
good advice by Kenny Ellis. We'll see if Hawkins can utilize that. In the last round, he was in front of Matias, and that's as nice a double left hook as you are going to see, and he has a good one. And then the pressure, as we pointed out, nothing stopping him from coming in, and he's using that double left hook again. And you know, we think of him as a right-handed puncher, and there's the big right hand, but Matias has used his left very effectively in this fight.
Right up, work off that stick.
Malik, watch the holding, baby. Come on.
Round number 4, referee Callis warning Hawkins about his holding, and there's no holding. Matias back, storming out, and again unloading here on Hawkins. Hawkins with a high guard manages a short left hook upstairs, so they continue to fight at a phone booth distance.
I like what Hawkins did just there. He got inside, but he closed himself really well that Matias couldn't land anything, and then boom, he got him with that hook. He might have found something now, Hawkins. But he can't pull back. He can't pull back with his hands down like he has at this moment.
And Matias threatening with the power punches, and Al, boy, did he ever in that last round.
And so many of those were created by those double left hooks. So some were body shots, some were head shots, and now in this round, you know, Abner made the point. Hawkins did get close enough where he couldn't be hit, but if he stays on the inside, he's going to be in puncher range from Matias.
And he has the height and reach advantage. And, you know, he said that he studied people like Thomas Hearns, who was, of course, a fighter whose height advantage helped flourish in the ring. But Hawkins is getting too close, I think.
Yeah, he's allowing Matias to be in good punching range.
And Matias is making the most of the range, and it's been a real rough and tumble affair. They're using their shoulders. A lot of real wrestling on the inside, but now they're starting to exchange from mid-range.
See, that's the fight Hawkins doesn't want to be in. Matias just feeling really comfortable in there. You got to. The corner told him, use that stick, use that jab, distance. Once he comes in, catch him with that right hand. If you're in the inside, uppercut, then move to the side, not backwards.
You know, Hawkins is doing some good work here, but the question is, will this overall style benefit him, and can he hurt Matias? Matias was knocked down against the ropes by Inanyan, but you know, for the most part, he's had a sturdy chin in his career.
And of course, we mentioned it, Matias, all 15 of his wins have come via form of knockout. 11 of Hawkins' 18 victories have come inside the distance. 45 seconds left in the fourth. Matias missing with the right uppercut on the inside, but again, just disrespecting Hawkins by marching forward with his hands down.
It's exactly that, when he backs up with his hands down, that Hawkins gets caught. But Al, I think Hawkins found some. I don't know if you noticed, he pushes Matias with that shoulder, and when he does, he lets those uppercuts go.
Yes, yeah, and he's done some very good work on the inside in this round.
There's that side step.
Yeah, whether he's winning the round is another question. It's a close round.
Yeah, Hawkins told us that he felt that, well, it would be Matias trying to impose his will early, and he's been doing that with great effect here as we end the round. It's round 4 at the Fight Sphere. Hawkins launches a right.
No. Watch out. You all right? Good. Good. No knockdown.
His energy level's going down. Keep your composure. Trust me. Stay on his body, finish to the head. You understand? Take a deep breath. Take a deep breath. Control your breath.
Well, that was a decent round for Hawkins, but there was still a lot of good offensive work by Matias. Now, that was an excellent right hand. He follows with the left hook. He normally, Abner, would hurt somebody with that right hand and with those 15 knockouts.
Definitely. He's got 15 knockouts, 15 wins. And Hawkins taking that punch really well, walking right into that right hand hook. Keep throwing, but again, that's not his zone right there. He's not supposed to be in there, but when he is, he lands that right hand perfectly, and beautiful work in the inside as well from Hawkins.
Time. Subriel. Sub, go to.
Make him work, Ice, man. Make them work.
All right, I'm gonna let it go for a minute. All right, you gotta show me something.
Dr. Stephanie Alessi checking out Malik Hawkins.
Time in.
And the fight resumes. This is round 5, scheduled for 10 at 140 pounds.
And guys, we talked about the power that Matias has, 15 and 15. And sometimes just because he doesn't knock down a fighter, it doesn't seem like he's hurt. I mean, he's a hard-hitting puncher,
Matias just tagged him upstairs, and referee Callis has warned Hawkins before for holding. Continues to do so as that distance. Matias beginning to find the target.
And the Matias jab has been better than he normally throws, and that's been helpful to him in this match. His promoter Juan Arango said he took this fight from Matias because he's confident he could knock out Hawkins. He actually predicted the general rounds. He said, I think he's going to knock him out around 7 or 8. We'll see.
Yeah, and Hawkins has to be careful, guys. He continues to lead in with his shoulder and his head. He's been warned by the referee, and we'll have to keep an eye on that.
Keep him up.
Oh, there's a nice combination by Matias, and then Hawkins comes back with a right hand, but misses with a sweeping left hook.
Matias did something interesting there. He slipped a couple punches. He doesn't always do that.
Yes.
Not that often.
Let's go to Steve Farhood.
Yes, Mo, I just checked with Dr. Alessi, who examined Hawkins between rounds. We saw that on the video. I asked her what it was about. She said nothing about orbital bone or nose or anything like that. Just he was taking too many shots. She just wanted to make sure that he could respond the way she wanted him to respond, because he wasn't not necessarily doing that in the ring.
Go punch.
It's interesting. Matias hasn't yet figured out a way to cut the ring off, but that hasn't really impeded him, because he still ends up getting him against the ropes, even if he doesn't cut the ring off.
Under a minute left here in the 5th. Hawkins leaning in on Matias on the ropes, and
Step back.
and referee unable to get them extricated until he inserts himself between them.
And I'm noticing a little bit of fatigue right now from Hawkins. The guy, Matias just pressuring, put in a different type of, a fight that I guess Hawkins has never seen.
Well, and let's not forget what we mentioned at the top about him facing a life-threatening kidney disorder earlier this year.
He just got hurt, Hawkins did, with that combination from Matias.
Don't punch. Stop.
So the power of Matias is starting to take some effect here.
And that's work from the body work, too.
Good point.
There's another left to the body by Matias.
Let go.
Well, at times throughout this fight, they've been closer to conjoined twins as we get to the second half of this 10-round affair.
Time.
Iceman, you got to show me some energy. You hear me? This next round, you got to show me something. You hear me? Yeah. Take a deep breath. One more, hold it in. Show me some energy, man. Get your punches off and turn off the line.
Matias had himself another excellent round, and I think hurt Hawkins with this combination. Hawkins went back, and he was shook by it.
Yes, you called it out. He was shook, especially that hook right there. And we mentioned Matias carries that power. Again, just because he does not knock you down doesn't mean he's not hurting you.
Shook part 2. Moppy.
Deep breath.
Conjoined twins? I haven't heard you use that one before.
You got to show me something.
Yeah.
Seconds out. Hold up.
It's round number 6.
All right, let's go.
And when you look at, the stats, Alan, I know you keep a close eye on that. You have Hawkins with the jab, but the power punches belong to Matias, and that's been the difference in the fight.
It really has. He has done a much better job with power punches, landing 109 to 66. Well, here it is by round, as we see Matias. After that first round, things changed dramatically, and he has completed. How about round 6? Holy cow, that was a shutout.
And even that jab, you mentioned using that jab as a power punch.
Yeah, right. That's a good point, Abner. It isn't really just a setup jab.
Just ask Jamel Charlo. Jabs can pick punches.
We were here in this very spot to see that.
Malik, stop holding.
Jab from Matias scores, then targets the body, and Hawkins just doesn't look like he's able to put anything together. Looks like he's more content and just closing happen. Oh, going downstairs.
Hold up.
To the
So listen,
basement.
warning, formal, no holding, and keep them up. Keep them up, both of
Good
you.
things. There's never any good things that happen in the basement. And how many warnings are we going to get tonight, guys?
I know, a lot of warning, especially for the holding.
Go over, Malik.
You know, this is just the way Matias and his people drew up this fight. They really thought the pressure.
Oh, and Hawkins goes down to one knee.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Malik, walk to me. Take a couple steps to the right. All right, good.
And this is 19th professional bout. Hawkins goes down for the first time here in round 6. Less than a minute remaining, and maybe more of an urgency from Hawkins on the back foot coming forward. But after the form is not there. Am I missing something?
No, I think, Hawkins has to be careful because we're only going to see the same aggression, if not more, that he knocked him down, on Matias' side. And Hawkins, I mean, he just has to change it up, second gear, find a different method, 1-2 hold. This is where the experience comes in hand, and obviously, if you really have it in your heart.
The other thing is, the volume of punches has gone down for Hawkins dramatically, and part of that, of course, is a punishment he's taken, but he just needs to be more offensive, and as you said, get the jab and try to do something behind it.
They exchange body shots.
Time.
Matias lands a right hand down the middle at the bell.
This is where he would go down. Now, technically, that punch looked like it was behind the head, but Hawkins didn't really complain, and the ref wasn't in a position to see it. So as we see it again, we'll take a look and see where we think this punch landed. It was a left hook from Matias. Yeah, that was definitely behind, at the back of the head. So you can make a case that punch didn't, and I don't think that was Matias's fault, like he was trying to do it.
Yes.
It was just kind of where they ended up.
But when a fighter takes a shot like that, obviously it's still a headshot, not legal punch. Yeah, it's behind the ear, and he does not complain. I mean, that lets you know that, he was hurt.
Yeah, oh, definitely, yeah.
Time. Corner. Doctor wants to take another look.
Doctor going to inspect that right eye.
Okay, it's over. It's all over. Sorry, Malik.
The fight has been stopped. Subriel Matias improves to 16-1. All 16 of his victories have come inside the distance, and Malik Hawkins tastes defeat in ignominious fashion here, falling to 18-1.
Tranquilo. No se puede subestimar a nadie. En este deporte no hay nada escrito. Round 7.
There was foreshadowing to this in the performance that it was on Showbox that Malik Hawkins had against Darwin Price. He did not look like himself. He was not able to get the job done, even though he won because of an injury. And they were worried that that performance would carry into this. And a jab that would exacerbate the problem of the right eye. Oh, man, that was right there, too. It was
right in the eye.
I mean, you couldn't land it in a more pinpoint way, and the reaction of Hawkins demonstrates that.
Yeah, definitely did not see it coming. That jab was straight in the eye.
And what do they say about the punches you don't see coming?
They hurt more.
And there's the knockdown that, you know, had created a 10-8 round before that. And the power of Matias in this fight was dramatic. And that one, even if that punch was semi-legal, the fact is it got him down. And there was plenty of other legal punches that landed. So you can't pin it on that. And Matias is a fairly happy warrior. That's now, how would we term that dance?
It's the brownie from Subriel Matias.
Yeah. We look at the numbers of this fight, and even though they landed, you know, the same percentage, number one, Matias's punches were harder, and he threw more of them. And you know, I know Matias only landed 15 jabs in this fight, but I'll tell you what, every 15 were hard.
Yes.
And they helped set up other things.
Yeah, for the moment, the Malik Hawkins hype train has been, well, stopped, but Subriel Matias bouncing back from his first professional loss and stopping Hawkins, improving to 16-1 now with 16 knockouts. And hey, to make it official, here's Jimmy Lennon Jr.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have the time of 1 second of round number 7. Our referee in charge, Johnny Callis, stops the contest upon advice of a ringside physician. He is the winner by way of technical knockout, the hard-hitting Subriel Matias.
Subriel Matias working for the first time with Freddie Trinidad, the second cousin of retired 3-division champion Felix Tito Trinidad. And Matias comes from the same hometown as former 130-pound titleist John Molina. He would love to be a champion. And, well, tonight these were the judges' scores at the time of the stoppage. All three had it in favor of the eventual winner. Let's bring in our unofficial scorer, Steve Farhood.
Not much to say, Mo. I mean, it was actually a very easy fight to score. The first round, all three judges gave it to Hawkins. After that, it was all Matias. And as we look at my card, I gave Hawkins the first round. I scored identical to the judges, 59-54, with the 10-8 round in the 6th because of the knockdown of Hawkins. It was all Matias after that first round.